Okay everyone, so I've created this little video just to sort of give an indication of how I created the warp and some of the sort of fairly simple code that was used to do that. So whenever the warp appears on the screen, there's some code here in the step event of the warp which actually pulls the player towards it, and that's these following lines here. So direction equals point direction. And again, I've done this with OPlayer, so you're using the OPlayer itself. And then I've done a couple of things like deactivate enemies, and then what it's doing is, okay, find out the direction or point direction between the warp and the OPlayer. Then the distance equals point distance, and it takes OPlayer X and Y coordinates and the warp X and Y coordinates. And if the distance is less than 150, we get the speed equals max speed multiplied by, and then this little piece of code here, which my friend John Gervin, or Nivrig, gave me, which was really good. And crucially as well, if the place meeting of X and Y in the OPlayer meets, then create the layer instances, which is already there, but crucially create O warp pause, which is a new object. So if I quickly click on that, here is O warp pause. So that has the new sort of animated feature. So if I quickly edit sprite, you can sort of see the warp now has some animation, a little bit more animation attached to it. And then back in the object itself, so I've created a couple of things. My alpha equals 1, my timer equals 100, and my rotate equals 1. And then in the step event, again, taking some code inspiration online, my timer minus equals 0.75, that could be 1. Again, you can adjust that. My alpha equals my timer divided by 100, and my rotate equals my timer multiplied by 4. So again, that basically affects the alpha properties over time, and as well as that the rotation properties over time. And if the my timer is less than 0, then alarm 0 equals 1. So that actually takes you to, or creates another object fade, and that sort of brings you to the cutscene in between different rooms. And then the draw event, which actually I found quite tricky. So draw the object itself, draw self. I've done a simple if room exists just to set this up. R1, and then if global.character equals 1, draw sprite extended, and then actually make sure that you're picking the right sprite for that particular character. And crucially, here's where we use our my rotate, because again, what I love about Gamemaker, if I click on draw sprite X, it shows me down here at the bottom and gives me clues, okay, what sprite it's going to be, what subimage, and so on. So there's rotate. If I click on my rotate, it shows me rotate is highlighted. Then that's the color, and then the alpha again at the very end. So as the step event goes through and changes the actual values of my alpha and my rotate, they influence the draw event itself. So it means that the player spins around and also fades out over time. So hopefully there you have it, and you've seen hopefully maybe the previous video, and I hope that was useful for anybody who's kind of interested in Gamemaker in general, or even just trying to set up these little warps and cutscenes. So thanks again.